in decline, that he should now step down, he should resign, that if he can't run for office, then he's not fit to be president. Well, that's not going to happen. The argument from the Democrats, of course, is that while he may understand that he wouldn't be great to do the job in year 2, 3 and 4, he's still more than capable of doing the job for another 6 months. I've also been texting a political analyst and said, look, this is actually a very, very good news for the Democrats, quite simply because elections tend to be about the future, not about the past. And with Donald Trump and Joe Biden, both would have been arguing, and we've seen that, both arguing about their record over the last 4 years. Kamala Harris, according to this political analyst, says that what this does is present a future of what America could be and what it can be. And so he predicts that the Democrats will quickly coalesce around Kamala Harris and push forward with her nomination. And certainly it's being reported here in the United States that two of the likely frontrunners, were it to be an open convention, that is Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan, the governor there, and Gavin Newsom, the governor in California, are standing down with their plans to launch any sort of campaign. So it looks as if this is going to head in Kamala's direction, whether or not she has the Nancy Pelosi or Barack Obama endorsement at this point, as Kimberly was pointing out.
Indeed, and Alan, for our viewers who are just joining us now, we were discussing how the Republicans were going to react to this. We had the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, talking about a legal route, that what's going on now might not actually be legal at all in terms of just putting Harris in. But is it really their decision? Will it go to the courts? What are analysts saying to you?
Oh, almost certainly it will go to the courts. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And the Republicans will make a big deal about it going to the courts. And then if they lose the case, they will claim that Kamala Harris is an illegitimate position, in an illegitimate position and shouldn't be running for president. But according to Mark Elias, who is a leading Democrat and knows a lot more about constitutional politics than I do, says that they simply don't have any legs to stand on, that the ballots for the presidential election are printed after the conventions. The Democratic convention is in 3 weeks. They will pick their candidate and then they will pass it on. How they conduct their business is not really a matter for the courts. Now, you can say that, was it 14 million people voted in the primaries and their votes are being discounted? Well, they're not, because the person that they voted for has decided that they no longer want to run. So there's a lot of nuances involved in this, but the broad brush stroke from Mark Elias is that this simply will not hold in court, and the Democrats will be able to push ahead with Kamala as the nominee if that actually is the case. And just on one other point from one other analyst, they say that the Republicans knew, they were well aware that Joe Biden might well step down. And so it was always their intention to spend a great deal of money attacking Kamala Harris. But he pointed out to me that if you go back through Donald Trump's records, back in, I think it was 2012, he sent a $5,000 political donation to the re-election for Attorney General in California for one Kamala Harris, and that might not play terribly well in MAGA country. What Donald Trump is doing with statements he's been putting out over the last couple of hours is playing to the base. He's attacking Joe Biden, he's attacking Kamala Harris. We know that he has got the Republican base sealed. They are going to vote for him no matter what. The analyst said that he should have changed his tone, thanked Joe Biden for his service and then gone on the attack, and that may well have won him some of the crucial undecided voters that still will decide this election in those all-important swing states.
Alan Fisher, thanks very much. And for what you're seeing on your screen now is the first ad from the Republican Party, which is an anti-democrat advert attacking Kamala Harris and the party's policies on the cost of living and immigration, definitely border control, which is something that will be focused on by the Republicans as they focus their attention on Kamala Harris in the coming hours and days as a potential Democratic presidential candidate.